Scrappy peeps, it's Inkie Quill and I'm up with the Citrus Twist August Pocket Life kit today. I'm over on the blog there on Citrus Twist and I'm flicking through the cards, and this one was a busy week. It was Archie's first week, of course, and there's not much space for cards on a week like this. So I'm looking for a filler card for the middle there, and then something I can put behind this little Facebook post down the bottom there. So I decided to actually go for one of the gorgeous papers. This is the crepe paper carousel. I think that's what it's called, isn't it? Their newest collection, and it's freaking gorgeous. Now, the thing that I really like about that paper pad is that it's 6x8 size, which is, I think it's going to be really handy for layering on my scrapbook pages, because a lot of the time I want to do a mat around my 4x6 photo and there's just not enough paper to do so. So I'm liking the 6x8 size. At first I didn't think I was, but I think it's all right. So I'm using this little cork embellishment, and the reason why I chose this paper is because in some of the photos I'm wearing pink and in some of the photos Archie's wearing blue. So I thought this kind of tied them both together. I grabbed a doily from my stash and I'm just plonking it down in the background. And when you make filler cards, it's all about the layering. So I always like to have something big and flat in the background. So either a piece of tissue paper, a big tag, a doily, something big and flat. And then I'm going to add a bit of cork here, and I'm just using my Scotch tacky, is it tacky glue? I think that's what they call it now. Just to glue that down rather than double-sided tape, because double-sided tape sometimes with the cork doesn't always adhere, so it lifts off, and I didn't want to risk that. I'm going through the chipboard pieces here, and I've got this little arrow that just goes quite nicely, but it needed something else. It needed a little something else to put there. So I'm putting this little flower, and I'm going to chop off the sides and just make it overlap. I really am liking having my embellishments overlap the side at the moment. Well, I always like that. I'm adding some little gold glitter hearts here, a couple up the top, and I'll probably do a couple down the bottom in my usual diagonal formation. Now, look, I am on a photo printing procrastination. As you can imagine, I have a butt ton of photos of Archie. There's just so many. There's so many. And I've printed his first week, which I was quite proud of myself to do that, because I didn't think it was ever going to get done. And now I'm up to week 2. So that's probably my job for this week, I'm thinking. I might have to bribe myself with some chocolate in the meantime. I added a little bit of journaling, and it just needed a diddly border. Not that you can see it very well on camera, but in real life you can see it quite well. And then this card's all done. So then I wonder what one I'm going to do next. Who knows? Oh, I'm still going, does this need Heidi Shine? Let's see if Pastor Dell thought that it needed Heidi Shine. I'm using a little cut apart sheet here, and I'm using this little word that says, what does it say? You had me at hello, because he did. Of course he did. But that's just me being a bit biased. Heidi Shine. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your Heidi Shine. Shake your Heidi Shine. So I'm shaking my Heidi Shine. For people who are new to my channel, it's called Heidi Swap Colour Shine, but I accidentally said it wrong once many moons ago in a video, and the name has just stuck. I have kind of rebranded it. I'm sorry, Heidi Swap. And it's just this beautiful gold shimmery mist that I love to use for splatters. Next up is this little photo of 4 photos of Archie and a couple of Aaron as well. And I use the Project Life app to collage these all together. And when I do these collages, I feel like they just need something in the center, that there's just something missing sometimes. So I'm popping this little chipboard piece and the flower down, and we're very bright, but it will go back to normal in a moment. And it needed a final thing. I like to put things in 3s, so I think I put this little heart. Yes, I do. And I like to, does anyone else use collages in your project life? I find that it's a good way to, A, use a lot of photos from the same event without having to take up too much space. And B, it's also nice to add something a bit different so that it's not all large photo. It just makes your eye a bit more interested in glancing at this. Yeah, I don't know. I'm warming to the collage. I didn't used to do collages like this, but I'm really, really enjoying them so far, especially with all these photos of Archie, because let's face it, I take 10 photos every sitting just to get the perfect shot, because I am a scrapbooker after all. I'm just cutting up another little phrase here, and I think this one says something like rest and relaxing, because this is our little Bean. I think he just had a bath and he was all snug and cozy and having some nice little snuggles. And that one is all done. Next up, let's see what's next. I think it's the bottom card now. Oh, no, it's me. So Mum and Dad brought over my baby album and we were having a little look at it and comparing, you know, baby faces. And I had to snap a picture of this photo of myself and my nan. My mum and dad always said that I was like an incredibly smiley baby. I just smiled all the time, and I think Archie's the same. If you watch our daily vlog channel, Mr and Mrs Rad, you'll see how smiley he is most of the day, and I think maybe he might have inherited a bit of my smiling. He's going to look the image of Aaron, so if he can get my eyelashes and my constant infant smiling, then I'm happy with that. Adding a bit of journaling and one of the puffy little hearts. You can never have too many puffy hearts, in my opinion. There's always space for more puffy hearts in my life, and I'm more than willing to use them on my pages. This one is almost done, just got to add a little glitter heart. I kind of like to, when I do pockets like this, I like to mix up the textures. So here you've got a flat paper label, you've got the puffy soft texture of the heart, and then you've got the hard glittery texture of the little heart. So I always kind of like to make sure there's more than one texture, usually 3 textures if you have a look at least. Next up, this was just a really, really sweet Facebook post by Chrissy in my Facebook group Scrapaholics Anonymous, and it meant a lot. She probably didn't realize how much it meant, but it was just saying how well I look as a mum in my first week, and that really did mean a lot, so I had to include that in my project life for this week. I love to screenshot Facebook posts and like things I see on Instagram or messages that I get, text messages, because it captures parts of the week in a different way, so that you're not always relying on happy, smiley photos of people. It just shows a different perspective of the week. So with this card, there wasn't that much space to be had. I had to put the Rad there because she watches our Mr and Mrs Rad vlogs, and I just thought that was perfect. I felt like it needed something more at the top, so I was having a look at here to see if there was anything that was going to work, and then trying to find if there was something on the chipboard piece, and I finally settled on this one, which I know, shock horror, is green, but it kind of works because it's a darker green, and it kind of looks more turquoise aqua with the paper in the center. And my layout's all done, so I really liked how this one turned out. I love to do the little clusters in the middle of collages, and I love to mix up my textures, so there's at least 3 textures per embellishment cluster, I think. Yeah, we'll call it a cluster. But thanks for watching so much today, guys, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. I think this week you might even get a bonus video, so stay tuned for that. You might get a bonus midweek video that you don't usually get. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, because it helps other people find my videos in the suggested ones, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!